Hello, welcome to Watercolor Cards. I'm artist Lisa Christensen, and I wanted to share with you how I like to use Micron ink or Micron pens with bleed-proof ink in my card making. I'm starting off with just a simple doodle, like I have an image in my mind. This is mistletoe for Christmas, and I'm just gonna doodle, and I have this video on 200 speed, so double speed, and I'm just here to play and make shapes and just enjoy the process. Micron pens are probably my favorite pens to work with when it comes to pen and ink or ink and wash. It glides on the watercolor paper nicely. You can get different size of nibs, and the ink is bleed proof and fade proof, so it's really just a lovely pen to have, and I have multiple of these pens in different locations, but they're just lovely to have. And for this one, I'm just making my beautiful little mistletoe berries, and there's not a whole lot to it, so I'm gonna let you just watch the video of how I like to just kind of doodle. This is just a warm-up. This was my first warm-up, and I don't mind it. It just didn't quite look as polished as the other two, but again, this was a warm-up. I like to have a warm-up. Sometimes they're like cold warm-ups where it just takes me a while to get my brain and my hands to work with the image that's in my mind, but that's okay. Alright, I'm going to be placing 3 dots on my paper. That is for the triangle for the evergreen tree, and I'm just making sure that the size of each is the right size for my evergreen, and then I'll put a dot at the top and make sure that it is just perfect. And what you're seeing me do now is just making the base of the evergreen, along with getting more and more of those beautiful shapes of the evergreen. And that is what I'm doing. I will probably just put some music on and let you watch my process. I will be drawing a bunch of little pine needles. You can see at the top. I will eventually move my paper down. But I love Micron pens for the easiness of making those pine needles. Back with the grid ruler. I use this in quilting, and I also use this in my card making. This is perfect for getting a line for calligraphy or brush lettering, or in my case I'm doing my script writing, and I'm just writing Merry Christmas. Once that is written, I take my kneaded eraser and I erase that line so I do not see a line, and now I just have watercolor paper with my Merry Christmas on my Micron pen, and now I'm going to doodle or draw some mistletoe, and this mistletoe comes from my memory, so it's not a perfect representation of mistletoe, but it is a fun motif that I like to do for Christmas cards. enjoy this music while you watch me doodle some mistletoe. Now that I have my line work done, it's time to add some watercolor to my line work, and it's so much fun to add a wash. This is just a simple wash of gold new gamboge, and then I'm going to add some splatter to it, and I'm going to also use some undersea green to paint into the new gamboge. And I will be doing this both for this one and for the evergreen tree one, and I just have fun with it. I am finishing up with this beautiful card, I am adding a second layer, a darker layer of that green, undersea green, and I'm just adding it around the berries so the berries can pop. I really wanted the berries to look white, and I know that when I negative paint around the berries, those berries will look white instead of a light green. I am then also just adding a little bit of green in between wherever I feel like it. There's no right answer or wrong answer, it's just wherever I feel like it. And I'm leaving some of those leaves even lighter, but I'm just going around and getting a darker value on my berries, and I'm gonna keep moving my paper around so it's just more organic look to it. And while I'm finishing up, I'm looking at where my eye is going, and I don't want to color every single leaf in, but I will color in different leaves at different values. And this is the part where I can really just get into my art and just enjoy the process. As you can see that I am enjoying the atmosphere of what the watercolor can give you. And just like that, I am about done. So some of the tips that I like to use when it comes to washes is I like to make sure that I get my values where I want them to be, and then I'll add darker values to it like I'm doing right here. I'm also adding darker values right there just to give it more of a dramatic look. I like drama, I like light and dark values for greenery, and I'm done. If you found this video at all helpful, please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Happy painting!